Today our topic is linear equations and function. First we will look linear equation part. After that we will look what's a linear function. Okay, let's start. Give one example to linear equation. Ax plus by is equal to c. As you see, degree or exponent of x and y have to be equal to 1. When it is 2 or 3 or 1 over 2 or -1, it is not a linear equation. For example, when there's a 1 over x, or let's say 1 over x squared, square root of x cubed, x squared. When we have a variable like this, it is not linear. That's right, not linear. Now let's give one example. 2x plus 5y is equal to 10. First let's talk about a and b. For this one, 2 and 5. We call them coefficient. Let's write. Coefficient means that it's a number like 2 and 5 and it is close to one variable. X and y is our variable, so it depends on value of coefficient and constant. C and 10 is our constant. For example, let's write one linear equation again. 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. From here we know that x is equal to -2. But sometimes we cannot get this kind of answer. For example, let's write 2x plus 4 is equal to 2x plus 4. When we try to solve this one, we have to put 2x in first side and this 4 to second side. So we will get 2x minus 2x is equal to 4 minus 4. Here we will get 0 is equal to 0. There is a infinite number of solutions. For example, when we put 1 instead of x, we will get 6 here, 6 also here. When we put 2 here, we will get same value from second one also. Or instead of this word, you can see all real numbers as an answer for this situation. All real numbers. Sometimes they can write more than 2 for number of solution. When you get something like that, variable is equal to constant, it means that there is one solution. Let's look third one. 2x plus 4 is equal to 2x plus 5. Let's try to solve it. We have to put 2x in first side. 2x minus 2x is equal to 5 minus 4. 0 is equal to 1. But we know that 0 is not equal to 1. That's why there is no solution for this situation. When we get something like that, there is no solution. No solution. Let's write it. Okay, as you can see, here we can write it 0x plus 0. Or we can give another example for one solution. 2x plus 4 is equal to 3x plus 5. From here we will get x is equal to -1. Or we can write it 0x plus 0 for this one. Okay, as you can see, for one solution, coefficient of x is not equal to each other. When coefficient of x for both sides, for example, if you have this kind of equation, first we have to open this bracket and we have to write x together. After that we have to look coefficient. If they are not equal, coefficient aren't equal, it means that there is no solution. For infinite number of solutions, coefficient of x have to be equal to each other and also constant have to be equal to each other. Let's write it like this. For no solution, coefficient of x have to be equal to each other, but constant have to be not equal to each other. Okay, for example, let's give one question. 2x plus 5 is equal to ax plus b. For which value of a and b this equation has infinite number of solutions, then we have to just make a equal to 2, b equal to 5. Or let's give another example. 2 multiplied by x plus 5 is equal to 3 multiplied by ax plus b. For which value of a and b this equation has no solution. We have to open both bracket from both sides. Then we have to write 2a is equal to 2. 3b is not equal to 10. Let's write here no solution. So a is equal to 2 over 3. b is different from 10 over 3. Okay, after that we can look linear function. For linear function we have to just write, let's write name of topic linear function. We call them linear function because in xy plane their graph is line. For any other function they are not line. Let's write one example. For example, y is equal to 2x plus 5. Instead of y we can write also f of x is equal to 2x plus 5. They are same thing. f of x and y is same thing. Let's start from 2. For 2, or first let's write general form. General, let's say form. Y is equal to kx plus b. Okay, for here k or 2 we call them slope, or with another name rate of change. Slope means that when x is increased by 1 unit, y is will increase k units. For example, let's look here. Here, if we put 1 instead of x, we will get 7 here. If we increase this one to this one by 1 unit, we will get it will be 2. When we put 2 instead of x, we will get 9. So we increase x by 1 and y will increase 2 units. Or let's write another example. Y is equal to 5x plus 10. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 15. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to 20. Again, difference is 5. Now let's look it in graph. For graph, first we call this one is xy plane. We call here y-axis, here x-axis. This point is origin. It is 0 and 0 point. We call this one first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. Okay, let's say this one is slope. This one is graph of linear function. For example, let's say here is 1, here is 1, here is 2. When we increase x by 1 unit, it increases this this length, increased by this unit, this measure. For finding slope, we just need to know 2 points, x1 and y1, and let's say x2 and y2. Formula for finding slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. For example, let's write one example: 1 and 10, 6 and 15. 15 minus 10 over 6 minus 5. 5 over 1, so it is equal to 5. Let's look another example. For example, let's say we have a 2 point k and 7, and let's say 3 and k minus 4, and slope of this line is equal to 3. This example is from College Panda book. As an example, let's look at it together. So we have to use this formula. 3 slope is equal to k minus 4 minus 7 over 3 minus k. Then we have to write it. Bəli, var. Hayır. K minus 11 over 3 minus k. 3 multiplies 3 minus k is equal to k minus 11. 9 minus 3k is equal to k minus 11. And 4k is equal to 20, k is equal to 5. I think it is easy question. Let's look let's say kind of slope. First one is positive one. When it's positive, it means that when we increase x, y have to be increased. So it have to be go to up. Let's say from right to left, it have to up. It have to go up. Second one is negative. For negative, it is reverse of first one, positive one. It have to go down. For third one or third case, it is when k slope is equal to 0. When slope is equal to 0, it is just a line which is parallel to x-axis. And for equation of this one, it is y is equal to constant. For example, let's say here is 5, so it is y is equal to 5. First one, slope is undefined. For undefined, it is parallel to y-axis, and as a function, x is equal to constant. Let's say here is 4. It is x is equal to 4. Now let's look a little bit detailed to third and fourth one. For example, let's look this point. For this point, it is x is equal to 0, y is equal to 5. For example, for this point, x is equal to 3, y is equal to 5. Here is 5, 5. So as you can see, y is always equal to 5. It's also similar to first one is also similar to third one. Here is 4 and 0 point. Here is 4 and 1 point. For example, here is 4 and 4 points. So x is same for all points. Okay, now we can look compression of slope. Let's draw 5 different lines. Okay, let's write name of them. Let's say this is A, B, C, D. For compression of slope, we have to first identify which one is equal to 0, which one is positive and 0. I mean positive 0 and negative. This one is positive, this one is positive. It is parallel to x-axis, that's why it's 0. This one is negative, this one is negative. Okay, now which one is greater, A or B? From trigonometry, probably, let's say you don't know trigonometry, but let's write it. K is equal to tangent of alpha, this degree. When it is bigger, when alpha is bigger, slope is also bigger. So that's why when it is closer to y-axis compared to B, it means that A is bigger than B. For example, if this one is 5, B is, let's say, 1, C is 0. For this one, it is opposite of A and B. For example, A is equal to -5, D is -1, but -1 is bigger than -5. That's why we can write it like this. I hope this one is clear for you. Now we can talk about y-intercepts. After that we will look parallel and perpendicular lines. Y-intercept and x-intercept. We write y is equal to kx plus b. We say k is slope, and what's b? What's the meaning of b? B is y-intercept. Intercept means intersection point with y. X-intercept means intersection point with x. Let's draw one xy plane. Okay, let's draw 3 lines. Okay, for first line, this point is y-intercept of this line. For example, let's say slope of this line is 1/2 x plus, let's say here is 5, so it will be equal to 5. Let's say this one is y is equal to 1x plus, this one is origin, so y is equal to 0 here. That's why we have to write here 0, and it will be equal to only x. So when it passes through origin, there is no b. B is equal to 0 because. Let's look this line. Let's say slope of this line is equal to, it is a little bit bigger than this one. Let's say, we can say it is 1. Y is equal to x plus this point, -5. And it will be equal to x minus 5. So as let's tell it briefly. B is equal to intersection point with y-axis. Let's look one more question for this one. Okay, first let's write 2 and 3. Let's say we have a one line which passes 2 and 3, and let's say 4 and 10. First, let's find, we have to find it is function. For this one, first we have to find k. K is equal to 10 minus 3 over 4 minus 2. 7/2, it is 3.5. Then we have to write this 3.5 in the equation. So it will be y is equal to 3.5x plus b. After finding slope, we have to put one of these points in the equation. For example, let's take second one. We have to write 10 and 4 instead of x and y. We have to write second one instead of y and first one instead of x. So this part will be equal to 14. So from here we will find b is equal to -4. After that, we have to write this value in the equation, in the function or general formula. So our answer is y is equal to 3.5x minus 4. Okay, we say that this point is y-intercept when here is 0 and 0 point. But for some time they can put question like this. Okay, let's say here is 10, 11, 15, 12, 13, 58, 60, 62. We have a one line like this. Okay, let's say slope of, okay, first let's put 2 points from here. For example, this point is 62 and 13. And let's put this point 10 and 58. Okay, after that let's find slope. We will get 4/3. Y is equal to 4/3x plus b. Okay, now let's talk about b. For b, we say that it is intersection point, but actually for this one, because it is not this point, not this point, because for first example it starts from 0, but for this one it starts from 10. That's why it is not our y-intercept or b. For finding y-intercept, we have to just put one of this point in the equation. Then we have to calculate it, then we can find b. This graph is, let's say, a piece from this one. For example, it is something like this. They put only this part of this graph. So we can say that y-intercept is value of y when x is equal to 0. Okay, now let's talk about x-intercept. X-intercept is value of x when y is equal to 0. Let's write y is equal to 5x plus 20. For this one, for finding x-intercept, we have to write 0 instead of y. After that, we have to find x-intercept. From here, we know that this one is x-intercept, and y-intercept we can say it is equal to 20. So here is -4, here is, let's say, 20, and we have to just put one line passes through both of them. Okay, now let's talk about parallel and perpendicular line. For parallel means that when two lines will not intersect, we call them parallel, or we can say when two lines are intersect with another line in same degree, we call them parallel. We say that slope is equal to tangent alpha, and it is same for both of them. That's why we can say that when two lines are parallel to each other, k1 is equal to k2. For example, let's say that y is equal to 5x plus 20, and we have another line which passes through 1 and 4 point and parallel to this one. Then we have to write y is equal to same slope, it is second line, 5x plus b. After that, we have to put this number in the equation. Here will be 5, b is equal to -1. Then we have to write it, y is equal to 5x minus 1. It will be our second function. Now let's look perpendicular one. For perpendicular ones, It means that when it is when two lines are intersecting at 90 degrees, we call them perpendicular. For this one, we have this kind of formula. Or we can say that when for example, we have one equation, 5x plus 20. What's the slope of another line which is perpendicular to this one? You can find it like this: 5 multiplied by k2 is equal to -1, k2 is equal to -1 over 5. Or we can say that slope of second line is reciprocate and opposite of first one. Opposite means that 1 and -1, positive and negative. Reciprocate means that 5 and 1 over 5. Okay, let's give one example for this one. Let's say y is equal to 2x plus 5. What's the slope of, let's say, what's the function of second line which is perpendicular to this one and passes through 1 and 10 point? Then we have to find first slope of second line. It will be -1 over 2x plus b. Then we have to put this number in the equation. So we will get 10.5 for b. Then we have to write it here. Then it will be our answer. In the equation, you can see two parallel lines. When it says two parallel lines, so we have to use this formula. But instead of this word, they can. In question we can say they will never intersect. Or you can see there is no solution for these two lines. Let's write just no solution. For perpendicular one, it have to say perpendicular or intersect at 90 degrees. They are same thing. Okay, it is all for linear function. After that, we can look. It is question from Panda. Okay, let's look first one. For first one, first let's draw xy plane. And when it says it is parallel to y axis, it is y, it have to be like this. Then it says it is 3 units to right. So this one will be x is equal to 3 because this point is 3. If it says 3 units to left, it will be x is equal to -3. If it says it is parallel to x-axis, it will be y is equal to constant. Now let's look third one. So for this one, answer is x is equal to 3. For third one, we have to use these 2 points and we have to find equation of this function. First, let's find slope. 8 minus 5 over 6 minus -3. So it's equal to 3 over 9 and it is equal to 1 over 3. So let's write y is equal to 1 over 3 x plus b. But we don't know b right now. That's why we have to put one of these 2 points in the equation. 8 is equal to 1 over 3 multiplied by 6 plus b. Here will be 2. b is equal to 6. So it means that we have a equation of y is equal to 1 over 3x plus 6. After that, we have to put all answer in this function. For example, let's put a. When we put 0 here, we will get 6 for y, so it's correct. So answer is a. For example, let's put b. For b, it will be 8 is equal to 1 over 3 multiplied by 3 plus 6. and this is equal to 7. That's why it's not correct. For C and D, it's not correct also. Okay, let's look second question. It is 5 and n point, and it says that slope is equal to 1 over 3. So 1 over 3 is equal to y2 n minus y1 1 over 5 minus negative 1, x2 minus x1. So here will be 6. Let's write 1 over 3 is equal to n minus 1 over 6. Then we can write from here with cross multiplication n minus 1 is equal to 2. So n is equal to 3. And answer is 3. Okay, for this question it says that which of the following is an equation of a line that's parallel to line L. So for parallel we have to just find slope, because k1 is equal to k2. Let's take 2 points. This point is negative 0 and negative 3. This point is 2 and 0. 0 minus negative 2 will be 3 over 2. Okay, let's write it like this first. So it will be 3 over 2, and for C we have only these values. That's my answer is C. For 5, it says that these two lines intersect at this point. Let's draw it. For example, let's say first one is this line and second one is this one. It says that this point is 2 and 8. It means that when we put this point in both equations, it's correct for both of them. 8 is equal to 2x plus 2a plus b, and 8 is equal to negative 2b. So b is equal to negative 4. Then we have to put negative 4 in the b. We will find 2a is equal to 12 and a is equal to 6. So answer is C. Okay, for 7 it's going to up. That's why slope of this line is positive, and this point is y-intercept. That's why b is negative. That's why answer is less than 0, because positive multiplied by negative is negative. We have to find slope of m with using these 2 points. y2 0 minus y1 2 over x2 4 minus x1, and this is 0. So it is negative 2 over 4, negative 1 over 2. So answer is B. We can eliminate C and D because the slope of this line is negative. That's why C and D is not correct. Let's look 8. For 8 it's a perpendicular. That's why we have to multiply this value with k, and it is equal to negative 1. Then k is equal to negative 1 over negative 2, and it is equal to 1 over 2. And we have only D for this value. Now it says slope of line L is 1 over 2, and it is y-intercept, or b is equal to 3. So we have a equation like this. First equation of another line, which is perpendicular to this one. That's why we have to write, we have to convert 1 over 2 to negative 2, because multiplication of these two slope have to be equal to negative 1. Y is equal to negative 2x plus b. Then we have to put this point to find b. 5 is equal to negative 2 plus b. B is equal to negative 7. No, I mean positive 7, and positive 7, negative 2, answer is B. For 10 we have to use formula of slope. 2 over 3 is equal to 10 minus 4 over x minus 1. So here will be 6. Then we have to use cross multiplication. 9 is equal to x minus 1, and x is equal to 10. So answer is D. Okay, for 11 let's first talk about when it is line, it have to be increase, only increase, or it have to be only decrease. So for all situation it has only one direction. Okay, let's first look this greater, lesser and greater sign, not look equal one. When f of 3 is bigger than f of 2, it means that it is decreasing. For this one, it is increasing. So it's not possible. That's why we have to look at this equal sign. f2 is equal to f3 and f4 is equal to f5. For all, it is equal for all values of x, and we talk about that. It is y is equal to constant, and this constant is equal to 10. So that's why for all point it's equal to 10. Answer is D. Or we can do it like this one. We know that general formula for linear equation kx plus b. We can put this 4 value in the equation. For 2 it will be 2x plus b is less than or equal to 3x plus b. 4x plus b is bigger than or equal to 5x plus b. After that, b will be eliminated. Then we can write 3x minus 2x, x is bigger than or equal to 0, and from here x is less than or equal to 0. From here we can say that, I mean it's k, I am sorry. From here we can say k is equal to 0, and when k is equal to 0, it means that again it is parallel to x-axis. So it is y is equal to any constant, and this constant is equal to 10 from this one. So it is 10 for all points. So answer is D. Okay, let's look 12. For 12 it says that these two slopes k1 and k2 are, these two lines are perpendicular to each other, so multiplication or products of k1 and k2 is equal to 1. Product and multiplication are same thing. For example, 3 multiplied by 5. Let's write sum or total of 3 and 5. It will be 3 plus 5. Okay, for this one, let's say a and b is 1 over 2. Let's write it here, 1 over 2. So k2 have to equal to negative 2 for making multiplication of these two numbers equal to negative 1. And negative 2 is less than negative 1, that's why answer is A. Okay, it's the end of linear equation from College Panda.